Hey guys, this is Tigraphilan Talks. We do mythological debates, and today we are introducing Poseidon. Poseidon is the Greek god of the sea, son to Kronos and Rhea, the two titans, and brother to Zeus, Hades, Hera, Hestia, and Demeter, part of the Greek triad of great gods that divided the existence between themselves after the Titanomachy. Poseidon, as the ruler of the seas, was quite the vengeful god. He would create earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, any sort of things just because people dared say something to him. Now, as the god of earthquakes, Poseidon was also connected to dry land, and many of his oldest places of worship in Greece were in land, though these were sometimes centered on pools and streams or otherwise associated with water. In this aspect, he was known as Enosichton and Enosigaios, or the Earth Shaker, and was worshipped as Asphalios, or a stabilizer. As god of horses, Poseidon is thought likely to have been introduced to Greece by the earliest Hellenes, who also introduced the first horses to the country about the 2nd century BCE. Poseidon himself fathered many horses, best known of which was the winged horse Pegasus by forcing himself on the Gorgon Medusa. Now, Poseidon's other offsprings were the myriad. He was father of Peleus and Neleus by Tyro, the daughter of Salmoneus, and thus became the divine ancestor of the royal families of Thessaly and Messenia. Many of his sons became rulers in other parts of the ancient Greek world. Otherwise, he had many monstrous offspring, including giants and savage creatures such as Orion and Thaius and Polyphemus. Progenitor of many, with several consorts, Poseidon also was married to the Oceanid Amphitrite, with whom he also had multiple offspring, including the sea creature Triton. The chief festival in his honor was the Ifma, the scene of the famous athletic contest, including horse races because he was god of horses, celebrated in alternative years near the Isthmus of Corinth. His character as a sea god eventually became his most prominent in art and movies and other sorts of, media, because that was the greatest thing associated with him. But the Romans just ignored his entire arsenal of powers and just named him god of the sea as Neptune. Now, earlier we said that Poseidon had a very violent character. He was impulsive, and he was hot-blooded. He couldn't put up with Zeus' arrogant behavior to the ruler because he was the big brother. He was the eldest. He thought he should rule, so he just teamed up with Hera and Athena to teach him a lesson. However, with the help of Thetis and Briareus, Zeus overpowered his challengers, and as punishment he set Poseidon and his son Apollo to serve the Trojan king Laomedon, for whom they built the vast beautiful walls surrounding Troy. However, when the time came, Laomedon refused to pay them. As a result, Poseidon, even against the advice of Zeus, fought on the Greek side during the Trojan War, sending a sea monster named Cetus to torment the Trojans. Even so, the narcissist that he was, Poseidon destroyed the fortifications built by the Greeks, firmly believing that his walls are the only buildings of the type worthy to remain. And, mad at him for blinding his son Polyphemus, he had a decade-long feud with one of the greatest Greek heroes, Odysseus himself. Just like Zeus, Poseidon had a weak spot for women, and much like him, he was not exactly loved back by them. However, what he couldn't acquire with romance and gentleness, he did with violence and craftiness. See, it was very normal in ancient Greece for the gods to just rape random women as they saw fit, because they were gods, they were athanatoi, or deathless. You couldn't hurt them, so you might as well get on with it. One example of such was Caenos and Medusa. He took both by force, who were afterward were transformed into a beast by Athena as a punishment for allowing this. So imagine, you are Medusa, the high priestess of Athena, and suddenly another comes and rapes you, and you are to blame. Like, you had to somehow stop a great god of the triad to stop being raped. Anyway, afterward, when Athena sent Perseus to kill her former high priestess, she provided him with a mirroring bronze shield, and Perseus beheaded the pregnant monster. Medusa gave birth to Poseidon's children, Chrysaor and Pegasus. Now, on to other consorts of Poseidon, like Demeter, Amymone, and Aethra. Now, to trick Demeter, who turned into a mare to reject his advances, the god transformed himself into a stallion. Afterward, Demeter gave birth to nymph Despoina and the talking horse Arion. Like, what? The woman turned herself into a horse so she wouldn't have to be with Poseidon, and Poseidon just said, I don't give a damn, I don't give a flying fork, and turned into a stallion and forced herself on her again. What? Anyhow, with Amymone, Poseidon fathered Nauplius, with Aethra, the divine hero Theseus. The list goes on and includes hundreds of consorts and at least as many children. Now, back to his main wife, Amphitrite. Amphitrite was a Nereid and was Poseidon's faithful wife throughout. She didn't want it at the beginning, though. No one did. Like, who wants a rapist as their husband? In fact, she fled to the Atlas Mountains to escape the god of the sea. However, Poseidon sent Delphinus to win her. Honey-tongued Delphinus did the job in flying colors. As a favor, Poseidon set his image among the stars, the constellation of Dolphin. Amphitrite bore Poseidon 3 more children, Triton, Rhode, and Benthesicybe. See, now, in the Greek pantheon, there are lots of stories of casual rapings by the god, and people just seem to have accepted them. I don't know why. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, and of course, be sure to comment on what you like for more videos. Thank you.